Hi friends, my name is Katie Robinson and welcome back to my channel. This week I have my week 7 pregnancy update and kind of some of the pregnancy books that I got to really help me on this first time pregnancy journey. So if you're kind of new to the whole pregnancy thing, if you're watching along because you're part of our YouTube family, welcome back to my channel and thank you so much for joining me here. If you're a first time mom, then join me on this crazy journey of figuring everything out together. It's so exciting and being pregnant is such a blessing. But that being said, it's hard to figure everything out and it's really hard to kind of know where to start. So I definitely am kind of more of a nerdy person and I got myself a ton of books to start. But I really chose those books wisely, one, because I'm on a budget, and two, because I know I didn't have a ton of time to read a bajillion books. So I kind of picked and chose different ones based on reviews and whatnot. So join me and I'll tell you about the ones that I got and kind of what they have to offer. So really quickly, I wanted to kind of start with some of my symptoms. They've basically been the same as last week, definitely been really nauseous. Actually kind of ate some foods that didn't agree with my tummy. I was actually really sick a couple times. But other than that, for me, it's really just been lethargy. I have been so tired, guys. I have been binging Gilmore Girls. It is the only thing. I honestly think I'm gonna have a Gilmore Girls aversion after this pregnancy because I just lie on the couch on my left side and watch Gilmore Girls when I am feeling awful. So if you are feeling really nauseous, if you're feeling just exhausted, I feel drained. It comes to 2 p.m. and my yellow lab Daisy Mae is taking a nap on the couch and I literally lay down and I fall asleep for an hour and a half, which is not like me. I normally can't fall asleep when it's light outside. I have only ever taken naps when I've been extremely sick or during finals week in college. So the whole naps thing is definitely an unusual sign for me. That being said, you need rest, your baby needs rest. If you're like me and you're not sleeping well at night, give yourself those naps during the day because it is an essential time when your body can devote all of its energy to baby and creating baby. And it's really funny because during this time, anyways, so depending on what stage of development you're in, a little nerd fact, and something I like to remind Michael of, if I'm feeling really sick or if he's being snarky and I'm pregnant, is that my baby is currently, my baby and me, your body, is currently making about 1 million brain cells and neural connections a second inside of your body. What? Think about that for a minute. You're literally, your body is allowing your baby to create 1 million brain cells per second. That is absolutely insane and powerful and amazing. So go you, the nausea is worth it. Just keep reminding yourself of that. But yeah, that's kind of what's been going on this week. It's kind of same old at this point. I'm just starting to count down the days until first trimester is over. I've definitely been praying a lot for the baby, and until you have that first ultrasound, I'm really, we have ours at the end of 7 weeks, so I actually kind of know the result of ours right now. But I gotta tell you, I was scared, I was really afraid. I kind of took the nausea as a good sign, but just because you're not nauseous does not at all mean that you don't have a healthy baby or your baby doesn't have a heartbeat. I know my mom had 2 healthy babies and both of them, she didn't have any morning sickness for either pregnancy. So they were both great. They both came to 8 weeks. She had no morning sickness and she had babies with really strong heartbeats. So that was awesome. But yeah, this was definitely probably the week of the most anxiety for me about the pregnancy. And I really had to be mindful with myself to not stress out about whether the baby was healthy or alive or had a heartbeat or anything like that, because your anxiety will stress out the baby. So yeah, that's how, excuse me, that's how this week has been going. So with that, let's launch into kind of the book review portion of the day. I really wanted to have a healthy pregnancy. I used to be really into nutrition. My mom was like big into nutrition and healthy living when we were younger. She was a geophysicist, but actually has a nursing background as well. So I got this Mayo Clinic Guide to a Healthy Pregnancy book, and I find it's really interesting, and it kind of works through everything from both a mental health standpoint, like emotional standpoint, nutrition standpoint, everything like that. Your body changes, baby gear, all of that. So this is what the book looks like. I got it on Amazon used. It's been really great, and I've been kind of working through it. It works through like pregnancy diet, like what's safe as far as exercise. I don't know if you guys can see this, but it definitely talks about like different workouts and things like that that are healthy. It kind of gives you guides on weight gain. If you're a working mom or like a working pregnant woman, which I am, it definitely gives you like tips on that. Like this is one really great like tips. These are tips like if you're preparing for labor on ability and like ways to allow the baby to rotate. Like it's a really thorough book. It's been really great. And it gives you different like exercises and stretches each month, like different yoga poses. So I've really found this one to be super helpful, kind of from more of that like health and wellness standpoint. The next book I got for Michael, my husband, is in the military, and I was really trying to get him like involved in, I guess, kind of more of the nitty gritty of pregnancy. So Mike is super pumped to be a dad. If you haven't looked at the way I told him, it's really cute, and he was really surprised / in disbelief / processing / really happy. And when I told him, I'll link that video below, but I did get this book for him, Sidekick, a pregnancy field guide for dudes. This is like a really funny book. Honestly, it was making us both laugh. Like as we were reading through the beginning of it, it has like a whole introduction section, and it goes through like the whole journey of pregnancy. So I'll just read out some of the chapters to you guys. The first one is the test, what makes a sidekick, morning sickness, prenatal vitamins, nausea and you, a driving lesson, your first OB visit, miscarriage, deciding to announce, all these different things. It works through the whole pregnancy journey, and then it has all these different extra things. So it has like what is a C-section, what are contractions and how to help, what is an epidural, photography in the delivery room, and then it has a whole skills section like brewing herbal tea, cooking for your wife, baking soda deodorizer guide, cleaning the toilet, muscles critical to fatherhood, list of foods to avoid for your wife, foot massages, head rubs, back scratches, how to install a car seat. Like it is really funny, and I highly recommend this. Mike and I have been kind of reading it. Mike's been reading it on his own, and it just cracks us both up. It definitely gives like a lighthearted approach to pregnancy, and it was written by, I don't know if it was a Marine or an Army veteran who was in Afghanistan, but it's like great. It's really funny. Highly recommend for your husband, especially if he's military. The next book I got is like really kind of more if you're a science person. I was a neuroscience major in undergrad, so science for me is really important. I'm also in grad school for psychology, so this is a cool book too. This one I really like because it's more of the science behind pregnancy. So it says, do chocolate lovers have sweeter babies? The surprising science of pregnancy. This one has been really cool because it talks a lot about some of like misconceptions or thoughts about pregnancy. So it says, is there a purpose to morning sickness? Do girls make us sicker? Why does daddy to be smell bad? Like, is the fetus tinkering with our brain? Do babies dream? All these different chapters, a lot about the science of it. But it's really interesting to me because like knowing the science kind of explains different symptoms you may be feeling. Like for me, I definitely got hit with morning sickness, but my mom didn't. I was like, okay, well, why does that happen? Or if you're a girl that didn't get any morning sickness and you're stressing and you're like, okay, I'm week 7, like, is this baby alive? Like, is the heart beating? Like all this stuff. one thing that it said, like, for if you care about morning sickness, so the sense of smell and sense of taste are like directly interrelated in your brain and the way you process them. And for example, like one thing that they noticed is your osmoreceptors, which are like the chemical, basically incoming sensory chemical units that determine smell and transmit it to the brain. Your osmoreceptors actually like decline over time, and so women that are older have way less functioning osmoreceptors and really just poorer senses of smell is what that translates to. So as a result, like often older women have less morning sickness because they have fewer osmoreceptors. Or if you're just someone that has a really bad sense of smell or taste to begin with, you'll tend to not have morning sickness, because if you're not smelling, whether you realize, like I don't think I have a heightened sense of smell at all right now, but I definitely have morning sickness. And so even if you're not consciously like, oh my gosh, like I'm feeling these really strong like smells wafting in and out, maybe you are smelling things that are in turn making you nauseous and affecting you in ways that you don't even realize. So this is kind of a cool book. It explains a lot of the science behind different parts of pregnancy and misconceptions about like having a girl versus a boy, like whatnot. So then the Holy Grail of Pregnancy, a book that my mom got me that I read like half of on the plane back from telling my mom I was pregnant. What to expect when you're expecting. So many of you may know it from the movie that came out, which isn't about the book, but this is a really great book. It literally is what they said, an all-in-one guide. They actually updated it recently. So if you go on Amazon and you order the new one, this is the 5th edition. It has things like as new as like how safe is spin class for your baby, like are sprouts and like quinoa and flaxseed and all these different things like safe for your baby, which they're not. So good to know. Flaxseed and sprouts mostly are like no. But what is it? My brain has left me. Pregnancy brain. It's actually a thing. Neuroscientists agree. But anyways, there are like certain kind of sweeteners that are safe and not, and so it's really updated with the most recent information. Even though it's an old book, like they are on top of their stuff. And so it goes through kind of your whole pregnancy, what to expect, everything about delivery, and then it walks through like literally every week and what to expect with like hearing the heartbeat and, you know, like your pregnancy lifestyle and different health things and what you should be eating. And it walks through every single week, like your body, the baby, your checkups, like what to expect, literally what to expect when you're expecting. So it's super great. These have been all the books that I ordered and have been reading. I can list them down below for you guys, but they have been awesome. They've definitely been helping me with the pregnancy, because kind of in the beginning I like didn't even know where to start. And you watch so many things on YouTube and you're like, okay, well, do I trust this person? What if that doesn't work for me? So for me, I wanted to go right to the source, read some information. I hope this was a little bit helpful for you, at least telling you after perusing everything that's out there online, the ones that I ended up deciding on. If you have questions about pregnancy or just life in general, I am here. Drop me a comment or a question in the little box below, and make sure you hit the subscribe button, because I'd really appreciate it if you guys would help me grow my community. And tell your friends about it, tell your mom about it, tell anybody about it, your dog about it, because I really would love to connect with more of you guys, share my story, hear your stories, and grow our online YouTube family. Anyways, thank you for watching, and my name is Katie Robinson with the Full Bucket Vlogs, and Baby Robinson in my tongue. So we will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.